In this challenge, what you need to do now is create the saving and loading for our high score. So to do that, in Unity, there are many ways to save data in Unity. Now, and it's a huge topic. There are database methods, there are binary methods. We're going to work with a very simple method that has been around in Unity since the initial days of Unity called player prefs. And player prefs allow you to basically save data and load data that are very simple. So like for instance, you can save and load ints, you can save and load floats, or string text. So let's go ahead and look up player prefs and see if we can figure out how it works. Open up Google and go ahead and type in player prefs. And you'll see here that there's a Unity scripting API for player prefs. And you'll see here a description, stores and accesses player preferences between game sessions. So for example, when you shut off the game, you can load information, you can save information. This information here is where this file is saved. So we're basically going to be saving data to a text file on your computer, and you can see where that's saved. And if we look here at static methods, this is what you can do with player prefs. So you can see here that you can delete the information, you can get information, which is loading, and you can also set information, which is saving or writing. So for instance, you can see here that we can set float, set int, set string. Those are the three data types that we can actually work with. If we look inside here, for instance, what is our best score? That's what we're saving. It's an int. So we use set int. Sets the value of the preference identified by key. So let's open this up. You'll see here that sets the value of the preference. And in their example, they're actually doing a score example. Here, they're giving the player pref some values to send over to the next scene. For us, we do the exact same thing. You would say playerprefs.setInt, and then you would basically, you can make up whatever key you want. So they're using score. You can use high score or best score. And then here is the value you pass in. And you can see here that the syntax is setInt. So playerprefs.setInt, open parenthesis. You'll add a key, which is unique. You can make it whatever you want. And then a value that you want to save. Likewise, if we go back, let's look at the getInt method. And you'll see here that they're loading the score. So here they have a variable to hold the score, and they are going, and in the setText method, they're saying that variable equals playerprefs.getInt score. And then it has a comma here, and they're placing a 0. So what is that? Well, if we scroll back up here and look at the syntax, it's playerprefs.getInt, open a parenthesis. You have your unique key that you saved. So if you saved it as best or high score, we're loading that same key, and then you can actually give it a default value. What if this is your first time playing and your high score key isn't found? Well, it's your first time playing, so the best is a default of 0, and you set that here. And you can see here that to load the information, they take the variable score, and they assign it the playerprefs.getInt, the key you made that's unique that you saved, and a default value. So this is how we use player prefs, and what I want you guys to do is try and figure out how to make this work in your game using what I've just shown you in the scripting reference here, and I'll see you in the challenge review.